Class, welcome to Philosophy 201. And I want to just take a few minutes of your time and give you some thoughts on how to be successful in this course. As we deal with philosophy and contemporary ideas, we deal with issues of metaphysics, epistemology, and virtue, logical argumentation. As we deal with issues of illogical argumentation, what are various logical fallacies that people often utilize when they're defending a position? So we're going to deal with those issues. These are important issues. Look at in your syllabus as you read through that, and you should read through that carefully. But look at the quotes there from Scripture and then also from C.S. Lewis. Good philosophy is necessary. Believers should engage in good philosophy because the fact is, bad philosophy exists, and we want to be able to counter those fallacious philosophical concepts. And so this is really an important issue. So I want you to do well, and I don't want you to just do well in the sense of passing the class, getting a good grade. I want you to grasp the material. Now, some of you have already waded in the waters of philosophical ideas, and so this will be, in much of it, a review for you. That's good and that's fine. For others of you, you know these ideas of metaphysics and epistemology and the relationship between faith and reason and science. You've never really dealt with these issues, and so this will be new for you. But I pray it will be a challenge to you. It'll be a help to you both intellectually as well as spiritually. Now, couple general comments that I want to go over to help you be successful in this class. So, number one, read all the announcements carefully. It usually is clear to me about halfway through the class, or even before that, which students are reading the announcements and which students are not reading the announcements. So the announcements contain vital information for that week's assignments and also tips for upcoming assignments. So read the announcements carefully. Right. The information in those announcements, this is not just to fill up space. It's there for your benefit. Not just the announcements. Read the assignment instructions carefully. When you get to the essay assignment, when you're getting ready to complete a quiz, all right, read the assignment instructions carefully. Now, another thing I want to mention, this is particularly related to the discussions in the class and then the essay assignment. Do not use AI. All right. Do not use AI. Don't use anything that generates text. I do check discussions for AI. And let me say this: as much as students often think that they can get away with AI usage, I will say that AI, computer programs, whatever it is, they do not write papers in the same way that a human will. Even when you humanize the AI text, it just does not read the same as a student's writing. So don't use AI. If you do use AI, you will most certainly get a 0 on that assignment, or you will just automatically fail the class. So if you get behind and you say, well, this assignment's due in 10 minutes, there's no way I can complete it on time, don't use AI. Better to submit the assignment late and receive a penalty for the lateness of the submission than to submit it having created the assignment with AI and just receive a 0, and then also an academic misconduct report that goes on your record. So you don't want that. And not just will that, it's not just that will go on your Liberty University record. It's not just that you'll get a 0 on the assignment, but of course, before God, academic integrity matters. And so if you engage in dishonesty in this class, this is simply a sin before the Lord. So don't use AI or, of course, plagiarize in any way. The other thing I would recommend is it is very important that you submit assignments on time. All right. I realize sometimes certain things come up in life and you get behind, you can't submit on time. So read the syllabus carefully because that will show you the late policy for the class. But when students consistently submit assignments late, they usually do very poorly in the class. I mean, the fact is, this class is 8 weeks. Really, it's a little bit less than 8 weeks. And so you've got to do a whole, what is usually done throughout a whole semester. You're doing it in only 8 weeks. So you have to stay on top of things. So submit assignments on time. And then last, and I've already alluded to this, but read the syllabus. Right? Students often will email me in week 2, week 3 of the class and say, what happens if I submit an assignment a day late? Well, the syllabus addresses that. The syllabus shows that if you submit an assignment within 7 days of the due date, there's a 10% late penalty applied. If you submit an assignment within 14 days, right, more than 7 days late, less than 14, there is a 20% late penalty applied. Now, That doesn't apply when the class ends. So the last week of class, Friday night, class ends 11:59 p.m. Everything has to be turned in by then. Nothing will be accepted uh, after the last day of class. So those are just some thoughts to help you do well. And again, my prayer for you throughout this course is that you would grow intellectually. That as you think about logical argumentation, as you think about the issue of God and the problem of evil, which many people struggle with, the relationship between faith, science, and reason, various world views that are just anti-God, anti-scripture, as you think about how to interact with those worldviews. I pray that this class will be a blessing to you. So I do want you to grow in your knowledge, in your understanding, but also I pray that most of all you would grow in your relationship with the Lord. All knowledge comes from God. All truth is God's truth. And so we want to be responsible stewards of the time God has given to us and the opportunity God has given to us to study these issues. So I will be praying for you throughout the class. If you have questions, please reach out to me. All right, send me an email. I usually respond to emails quickly. And also, when you send out a question, because I teach other courses as well for Liberty, make sure you specify which class you're in and which section you are in. That way I know exactly where you're coming from with the question. So with that said, again, I will be praying for you throughout these 8 weeks, and may God bless you and give you strength.